What's up internet, Victor with PhoneArena with a review of the LG Optimus L12 Duo. Now that's a mouthful, and a mouthful for a very cheap, very affordable, we'd say dirt cheap Android device. This has a 3-inch display, barebones 2 megapixel fixed focus camera, and runs on Android Jelly Bean. What's it all about? Well, it's all about affordability, a cheap price, and still offering that smartphone experience at that low price point. So, how does it look and how does it compare against its peers? Let's find out. The L12 Duo is a chubby little thing. It's super compact, fitting nicely in the hand, and its chubbiness gives it character rather than being a disadvantage. It's all made of plastic that looks and feels cheap. Well put together though, and won't squeak under pressure. The back is also textured in a way that would make the phone just a bit harder to slip out of the hand, which is nice. Up front there are 4 capacitive keys right below the display. The additional one is for switching between the 2 SIM cards. These buttons though are uncomfortably small, so small that we actually have trouble hitting the right one. There is also a volume rocker on the left and a lock key up top. The L12 Duo features a 3-inch display that quite frankly is too tiny for comfortable use. Reason is you'd often hit the wrong button or icon and just get frustrated with it way too often. Apart from the size issue, colors on it look vivid and generally nice when you look squarely at the display, and that's very important. The display is far from perfect though. Viewing angles are horrible and colors wash out hugely when you tilt the device just slightly. The resolution is also poor at 240 by 320 pixels, which means that smaller text is close to impossible to read. Outdoors the screen is hard to read because of its low brightness too. Also, annoyingly, there is no ambient light sensor, so you'd have to manually adjust the brightness every time light conditions change. Now, in summary, this is a nice display, but it has a few issues. The L12 Duo runs on Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, adorned with LG's Optimus UI platform on top of it. It's a cheerful skin with colorful, though a bit too cartoonish icons, that is also packed with customization options and comes with all sorts of effects and animations. LG's skin is one of the nicest around, and it manages to fit well the small screen size, as icons and menus are large enough in most cases, something that is of crucial importance. Still, there are some places where buttons are microscopic. In the notification drop-down, for instance, it's almost impossible to tap on the settings button. In terms of core apps and functionality, good news is that you have the essential Google suite of applications and full access to the Google Play Store with its over 1 million apps. In addition, LG has thrown in its own software tweaks. The notification drop-down contains important shortcuts to oft-used features like Wi-Fi connectivity and Bluetooth. LG's quick memo function allows you to handwrite on top of the screen and save this for later, and that's also nice. Dual SIM functionality is also well implemented throughout, and you can clearly see in the messaging, contacts and call log apps which SIM card you used to call and which one your callers dialed you on. When it comes to texting, LG has one of the best keyboards around with wide letter keys, but at this small screen we still mistapped way too often, and we imagine this would be the case for everyone except kids. The phone surprises with a near perfect smoothness out of the box. Sure, you can notice the occasional lag here and there, but it's a rarity and overall the phone feels very snappy. The L12 Duo is powered by a single-core Snapdragon S1 chip running at 1 GHz. There is 512 MB of RAM that seems sufficient, and we even managed to run Tempo Run 2, and while not perfectly smooth, the game is definitely playable. Internal storage comes in at 4 gigs, and of which less than 2 GB are available for free use. Luckily, storage is also expandable via micro SD cards. The handset comes with both a custom Android browser and Google's mobile Chrome. Both work fine for accessing the web, but bad news is that the phone is underpowered for browsing and for rendering web pages. All of that is frustratingly slow. Zooming in and out, which you must constantly use due to the poor resolution and the small screen, is painfully slow, ruining the browsing experience entirely. In terms of connectivity, you get 3G speeds at their very bare minimum. Downlink is limited to 7 megabits per second, and you also have Wi-Fi, 8 GPS and Bluetooth 3 for connectivity, but there is no NFC. The L12 Duo features only a rear-facing 2-megapixel fixed-focus camera, and there is no front shooter. The camera interface takes a bit longer than we're used to start and operate, but otherwise works fine with a reassuring shutter sound when you take a picture. Captured images are of poor quality, and we would not bother using them for anything but necessity. They are terribly lacking in detail to the point where they appear blurry rather than sharp, and that's their biggest problem. Video recording quality is not drastically better, but still it feels much better than the stills. Footage is recorded at 480p, and we definitely like the steady and smooth 30 frames per second frame rate. The terrible lack of detail is still a huge issue, but we can at least enjoy the smooth recordings. The 3-inch screen is not something that predisposes you to watch countless hours of videos, but it will definitely cover your occasional YouTube cat video urge or just help make that daily commute a bit more fun. We managed to play almost all common video codecs out of the box at the screen's native resolution, and they ran fine. The phone also features a very nice music player with a nifty interface and plentiful options to categorize your music by artists, albums, genres, and so on. Sound output via the loudspeaker is also fairly loud and generally nice. We're also happy with the call quality in the L12 Duo. It is good on both ends, clear and loud. There are a few small issues though, and the earpiece, a quiet but noticeable white noise, is ever present, and at maximum volume the sound gets severely distorted, so we recommend keeping volume 2 or 3 steps below the maximum level. The phone's also got a 1540 mAh user removable battery that should easily last the average user around 2 days. For the few days that we got to spend with the LG Optimus L12 Duo, we got to love it for its chubbiness, for its little size, compactness, and for its smooth performance. It's surprising to say, but the L12 Duo runs fairly smoothly for the most part, and that's a good thing for a $100 Android smartphone. Still, it doesn't feel as affordable as you'd think. You can get a 4-inch smartphone running Android or Windows Phone for the same price, and the experience would be much better on something with a larger screen. A 3-inch display is, after all, too limiting. It feels a bit claustrophobic, to be perfectly honest. But for all else, you can play some casual games on it. It's a fairly good device on its own. If you want an alternative on Android, you can get a device like the Lenovo A390. It offers a larger 4-inch display and similarly good performance, and it's a better value for the money, quite frankly. If you want to try with Windows Phone, the Nokia Lumia 520 is a great option that you should try out. It also has a 4-inch display, a great camera, and overall a good package. Now, for a more detailed review of the LG Optimus L12 Duo, make sure to go to PhoneArena.com. Right now, thanks for watching.